well, I think for us, we're excited to get on the win board in conference play. We had dug ourselves in a little hole, so now it's time to go on a little run, and I think that's our mentality right now. Montana, good team. They have a lot of great players. It felt like it was going to be a defensive battle, especially that first quarter. It was very low scoring. We actually had some great bench production tonight, specifically in the second quarter where we had a group, we were in a little bit of foul trouble. And Nina came in, and Julia came in, and Ella, and I'm probably going to miss somebody, but, April gave us some great minutes. And I know you were with that group a little bit, but just we were able to turn them over a little bit, get some easy points to kind of break open that lead at halftime. But I think what I'm most proud of, and kind of what we learned a little bit with the Montana State game, because we played so well the first and second quarter, we didn't come out of the locker room the third and fourth, but yet tonight we did. Or today we did, right? It's Saturday. Today we did. So I'm proud of just the sense of urgency that we played with the entire game. And no, we didn't shoot it well. They were sagged off of a lot of our players, but we found ways to produce and put some points on the board late. Obviously these two made some big free throws late too to kind of keep stretching that lead that we had. And we had 16 turnovers, so still area to clean up, but much better than what we've had before in the past.
Go ahead.
Me? Kristen, let me just stay with you. What happened in the second quarter there to outscore them, 19-5? I mean, it was like, Jekyll and Hyde difference.
Yeah, I mean, I would credit the defense. From the defensive side, I think we were able to turn them over a little bit. Easy buckets right to the front of the rim, uncontested shots. I remember specifically looking back one time, I was talking to the bench, and then I looked forward, Sylvia had the ball, she's laying it back up again. So more credit to that defensive effort, but also, I actually thought we were really sound in the half court and executing just offensively when we weren't turning them over. So I think, just having those moments, I thought Nina did a great job in that second quarter of kind of leading that group, and we just found ways to kind of stretch that lead once we got it.
Can I stay with that a second? Do you think, was your press bugging them at that point? Were you pressing at that point?
I don't want to speak on their behalf, but we were able to, get some turnovers and lay them up. And I also thought we executed. So we were able to get the ball in the paint a little bit. We hit a couple, I think, maybe Julia hit a three even in transition. That might have been earlier, or could have even been the first quarter. I don't know when that happened. But there were just the moments where we just had different people stepping up, and that's, I can't credit it to one, but I do know our defense was pretty aggressive at that time.
Can I go again?
Yeah.
Is that okay?
Yeah.
That was the most outstanding quarter, it looked like, just in some of the numbers. Montana shot better than you guys did in the second half. Maybe not by a ton, but by some, and I know there's certainly more to it than that. So then, did defense help really win this game, or then how else did you win the game other than the second quarter?
We talked about it in the locker room. Sometimes all it takes is one run that creates a separation, and then you hold your ground, and that actually lasts for the rest of the game. So we were able to create that separation before halftime, and we had a little separation against Montana State the other night too. We just didn't all collectively come out of the locker room like we needed to. So now I would say the sense of urgency, and you could see it on the court. You could see the sense of urgency by the players. Making sure that didn't happen again, making sure that everything they worked hard for in the first half, that we were not just going to give it away. So that, I think there's a lot of different things, but I do think there was like a run that lasted, and we were able to, and sometimes that's all you need is a 10-point lead to, hold your ground a little bit, because I do know that they chipped away at that a little bit. I think I know for sure we called a timeout at one point just to regroup ourselves, but, we found ways to score, and I think that was the most important thing.
Andreas?
This is for Aniah. So going into this game, it seemed like it was a physical battle throughout the whole game. It seems like it was just fighting down in the baseline. Was this something you expected going into this game, or did you feel like you had to adapt to it? Not even at halftime, but even throughout.
Well, I feel like post players, it's usually gonna be a physical. There's always like a physicality in the paint that you have to have. So I was prepared. They had a really big body, so I knew me and her were going to be banging. So.
This is for London. It looks like 4 of 4 from the free throws, and then it's also 2 for 6 from your 3-point line. Not too much mid-range, but it looks like you were hitting somewhat at the 3-point line. do you find that disappointing, or do you find that this is an improvement for your game to where now you can not only score from the three, but now next game you move on and you look at your mid-range?
Well, when I have an open shot, I'm going to take it, take it with confidence. I know my team has my back, Aniah Hall's going to get in there, get the rebounds, and, clean it up. But, no, I don't think it was disappointing. But, yeah.
Megan?
Aniah, Coach talked about it a little bit, but how important was it for you guys to stay composed when they made their run in the second half?
Well, we've been, as you know, we were in a little bit of a hole in conference, and I feel like a lot of the time we were struggling to stop the bleeding. So we just really had to focus on having each other's backs and knowing that we were capable. So.
And you got any more questions?
I'm sorry?
Do you have any more questions?
Yes, oh, I totally do, are you kidding me? London and Aniah, either one for you here. Yeah, was there a sense of urgency, to get that first conference win? I imagine you don't want to let too many games go by without picking one up here. Were you playing with urgency the last two days? I wasn't here on Thursday, I'm sorry to say. But.
Me personally, I feel like we had a chip on our shoulder, and we had to come back and show people that we're better than how we've been representing UNC. So I definitely think that there was an urgency for getting these wins. So
Yeah. What she said, absolutely.
Ditto.
And yeah, to go on a run, sometimes it just takes one stop, one bucket. So same thing with the game, we got this win and we can, plan to continue to keep stacking them.
So I mean to kind of cut you off there.
You got it.
What can you grab onto and from today and pull out and use the rest of the season to keep running?
I think rebounding is a really important piece in my game personally, and that's something that I've had to work at and get better. So I can always count on it. That's just an effort thing. If I'm not scoring or if we're missing shots, I can always go in and clean up the boards and get another look for the team.
Yeah. And then just to add on that, I just think being together. We've talked about having a sense of togetherness, and today we played, in transition, and we're hitting buckets and getting stops, and we were just playing together. So yeah.
Can I go again?
Well, I just have one question
Oh.
for Coach, just before we get moving on. Sylvia's not here, but I think she had a really great game tonight. Honestly, maybe one of her best and most standout games since she's joined the squad. How do you think she's feeling moving in with the rest of the conference?
Yeah, I mean, Sylvia, she actually had a decent game the other night too, and she just impacts the game in a lot of different ways. So one, defensively, she's an excellent communicator, so there's a lot of things on the stats that you don't really see. Her energy is contagious. She's just a worker. She shows up every day with a hard hat. And even against Montana State, it was great. She hit, I think, 2 threes that game. I don't know what she had tonight, 4 points. So, sometimes she's scoring more, but sometimes it's the subtle points. But those steals and things, those are easy points to get. And that comes from her work ethic and just her discipline on the ball. Yep.
London, in looking up your biography, which attracted my attention because I saw you transferred from Siena College.
Yes, I did.
And I went to college in upstate New York as well.
Oh, very nice.
We'll get to that in a second. But I see you're from LA County.
I am.
And
yes.
I just wanted to ask, do you have people back there? Is everybody okay? What's going on, ma'am?
Yes. I have friends in LA County. They're all doing okay. Some of my family had to evacuate, but just keep LA in your prayers. I'm from Ventura County, so yeah.
Oh, you're
there's a lot
Ventura
of,
County.
Yes. So there's a lot of kind of smoke in that area, but I'm just glad everyone's safe. My mom and grandparents are here, for these
I saw some
games,
Jersey
so.
people with shirts on the back. Yeah.
Yeah, so they're they don't have to deal with that right now, but everyone at home is okay.
They're okay. Can you give me an idea, ballpark, how many friends, family had to evacuate or somewhere?
Yeah, my dad is in Agora Hills. My dad and 2 sisters, so they had to, evacuate, get in a hotel for a couple of days. My best friend as well lives in West Hollywood, so she had to evacuate as well, but they're all safe.
But they're
So,
which is the
thank
most
God.
important thing.
Yes.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I saw that. I noticed that. That was the first thing that jumped out. So,
Yeah. Thank you.
continued best wishes
Thank you.
for all your peeps back
Thank you.
there. Yeah.
Yeah.
And you said Ventura County, not LA.
That's me. Yeah, Ventura County.
Ventura County. Sorry, I made a mistake.
No
I'm gonna
worries.
Get that
Okay.
changed. Yeah. Good luck to you guys.
Thank you.
You guys good?
I'm good.
Thank you.
All right,
Yeah.
thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
London. I want you to sing